In the grand kingdom of Eldoria, two princesses were born under the same roof but had hearts as different as night and day. Princess Alara, the elder, was known for her kindness and wisdom. She spent her days helping the poor, healing the sick, and listening to the troubles of the people. She believed that a ruler's strength came from love and respect. Princess Serafina, the younger, was proud and ambitious. She saw kindness as weakness and believed that a queen must be feared to be obeyed. She looked down on commoners and spent her time dressing in the finest silks, attending lavish feasts, and mocking those she saw as beneath her. Their father, King Alden, loved both daughters, but worried about who would rule after him. Eldoria's laws said that only one princess could inherit the throne. He had always hoped Alara would lead, but Serafina insisted that she was the stronger choice. The king's test. One day, King Alden called his daughters to the throne room. "My daughters," he said, "I have watched you both grow, and I see two very different hearts. To decide who will rule, I give you a challenge. For 1 week, you must live among the people, not as princesses, but as commoners. Whoever proves herself worthy will inherit the crown." Serafina scoffed. "Live among the peasants? What can that teach us about ruling a kingdom?" Alara, however, bowed her head. "I will do my best, father." And so, dressed in simple clothes, the two princesses set off into the city. Alara quickly adapted. She worked alongside the villagers, baking bread, carrying water, and tending to the sick. She listened to their problems and gave wise advice. The people quickly grew fond of her, not knowing she was their princess. Serafina, on the other hand, refused to work. She tried to command the villagers, expecting them to serve her as they did in the palace. But without her royal title, they ignored her arrogance. She struggled to find food, and by the 3rd day, she was tired, hungry, and furious. One night, she found a wealthy merchant and tried to demand a place to stay. "I am Princess Serafina. You will give me shelter." The merchant laughed. "A true ruler earns respect. You have earned nothing." Angry and humiliated, Serafina left, realizing for the first time that power alone meant nothing without the people's trust. On the 7th day, both sisters returned to the castle. King Alden called them before the court. "Tell me, my daughters, what have you learned?" Alara smiled. "A kingdom is not built on gold or power, but on the hearts of its people. A ruler must serve before she can lead." Serafina lowered her head. "I thought strength was enough, but without love and loyalty, a queen is nothing." The king nodded. "Then you have both learned a valuable lesson." He turned to Serafina. "Pride without wisdom is dangerous, but wisdom can grow. You are not yet ready to rule, but you may still learn." Then he turned to Alara. "You have always had the heart of a queen. You will be Eldoria's next ruler." The court erupted in cheers. Serafina, though disappointed, finally understood. She knelt before her sister. "I was wrong, Alara. You will be a great queen." And so Queen Alara ruled with kindness, and even Serafina, once so proud, became a wise and loyal sister. Eldoria flourished, for its ruler had learned that true strength comes from the love of the people. Alara sat on the throne, the royal crown resting lightly on her head, yet she felt the weight of responsibility settle in her heart. The court cheered, the people outside the palace gates rejoiced, and yet her eyes sought Serafina's. Serafina, once filled with arrogance, now stood with quiet dignity beside her sister. She had lost the throne, but in doing so, she had gained something greater: wisdom, humility, and the understanding of true leadership. That night, as the grand celebrations filled the halls of the palace, Serafina approached Alara on the balcony, overlooking the kingdom. "I never thought I would say this," Serafina admitted, her voice softer than ever before. "But father was right. Ruling a kingdom isn't about strength alone. It is about understanding, about listening. I see that now." Alara turned to her with a gentle smile. "And I never believed you could change, but you proved me wrong. A queen does not need to rule alone, Serafina. I need your strength, your determination." Will you stand by my side as my advisor?" Serafina hesitated. The proud, stubborn princess she once was would have refused, believing anything less than a throne was beneath her. But now she realized that true power was not in a crown, but in the choices one made. She knelt before her sister, not out of submission, but out of respect. "I will serve our kingdom, not for myself, but for our people." Alara lifted her up, embracing her. The past was behind them, and together they would build a future where both kindness and strength